Hello, in this video I will explain how I modify the Pokémon Red game to do the last videos. With this video I take two birds with one stone. On one hand, I will help anyone out there who ever dreamed of playing this game with the craziest shit imaginable. On the other hand, I will help my future self by permanently recording this step-by-step guide. I will talk about many things today, so I will probably make chapters so you can jump stuff at your pleasure. Keep in mind that I am not a specialist at all. I didn't have any formal education or whatever. I was just bored and learned in a couple hours with some useful links I will talk about later. I believe everyone can learn this alone, but if you watch this video it will be a lot easier. In short, I will talk about how do I play Pokémon Red, what do you need to modify a Pokémon Red copy, very basic concepts I consider useful to modify the game, how to modify create a Pokemon species, how to modify create a Pokemon move, how to modify items and Pokémons. The most important question, do I play Pokemon Red with a console? Of course not. It's 2023. Good for you if you still have a functional cartridge and Game Boy, but not everyone was born in the past century. I use an emulator called Visual Boy Advance, and I downloaded the Pokemon Red copy. If you don't know where to get both, just Google them or Firefox them. It's not like you're helping Nintendo if you buy them on eBay or Amazon. I think no one will go after you if you pirate a 1995 game. I'm talking about this because I modify my game in my PC. So if you want to modify a legitimate cartridge, sorry, I am unable to help you unless you find a way to do it. The second most important question. What do you need to modify a Pokemon game? Pretty simple, to be honest. A Pokémon Red ROM, PC, Explorer. Explorer is a free open source X editor. It allows you to see the game's code and modify it as you wish. Any X editor works, I just like to use free open source software. An internet connection is only necessary to download a Red ROM, Explorer itself, an emulator. That said, some sites and links with very useful information can and will help you a lot. Also, I know there is a lot of programs online to modify ROMs, but I prefer to do it the cool way. The only one I used was the Universal Pokémon Randomizer to set my starter as Mew or Weedle. There are some videos out there explaining how to use Uni Pokémon Randomizer, so I will skip that. Let's get started. Download and start Explorer or other X editor. Open Red ROM and now what? Don't worry, I know that feeling. First things first. View, open, font, fixed Roman large. This will let you actually see what's written. Second things second. Save as, to save with any other name. This will duplicate the ROM, so now you can mess around with this one without destroying the original. Let's talk about some basic concepts. Offset is the address/location of a given information. For example, if I say that the 383DE is the ROM offset for Bulbasaur species data, I'm saying that Bulbasaur species data starts with the byte number 383DE. If I go to address offset 383DE, I will be able to see Bulbasaur's data 01, 2D, 31, etc. But wait, you say, 383DE is a number? What's a byte? So, a byte is every 2 digits symbols you see here. Looking at Bulbasaur again, 01 is a byte, 2D is another byte, 31 is another byte. A byte's value ranges from 0 to 255, because 1 byte is the equivalent of 8 bits. Everyone has already seen those images of zeros and ones. Those are all bits, all either 1 or 0. If 1 byte is 8 bits, and each bit has 2 possible values, 0 or 1, then each byte has 2 times 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 2 possible values, or 256 possible values. 0, 1, 2, all the way to 255. But how can we represent 256 numbers with only 2 digits symbols? Hexadecimal system. We on our daily lives use decimal system because we use 10 symbols to represent all numbers. When we want to write a 10, we have to use 2 symbols because we run out of symbols. Bits are an example of binary system because we use 2 symbols to represent all numbers. When we want to write a 2 in binary, we have to use 2 symbols because we run out of symbols. Bytes are an example of hexadecimal system because we use 16 symbols to represent all numbers. When we want to write a 16 in hexadecimal, we have to use 2 symbols because we run out of symbols. If we want to write 255, hexadecimal system lets us write it with only 2 symbols. In short, every number you see in the Pokémon Red ROM is written in hexadecimal. So this 31 is not 31, it's 49. 49 in decimal, 110001 in binary. Also, I will use ID and index number as synonyms. I don't know if that's correct, but when I say either of them, I'm talking about the unique number that every move, Pokémon, item or more have in the game code. For example, Mew's ID is 15, so if I write Pokémon 15 learns move 15, it's Mew learning cut. One more quick thing before going to the meaty part of the video. As already said, I use some links while learning and then editing the game's code, mainly 4 sites. Bulbapedia has a lot of great articles, either explaining how the game is coded or providing useful lists of Pokémon, types, moves, items, etc. by ID number, super important in the next chapters. Smogon has an amazing article called Inside the ROM, the deepest secrets of missing no and glitch Pokémon. No, I will not talk about glitch today, but this article has a lot of useful information. Definitely go check it out. Data Crystal provides a very useful ROM map. As the name suggests, it's a map where you can search offsets for a lot of things. Want to check out Zubat's data but don't know where it is? Check the map. Want to check out Leak's data but don't know where it is? Check the map. Rapid Tables has a lot of maths related tools, including a number conversion tool, from hexadecimal to decimal to binary to whatever you want. Yes, you can manually convert every number, but it's so much easier to just use an online calculator. Playtime is over. How to modify/create a Pokémon species. We start by choosing our victim. Fortunately, Game Freak was kind enough to give us a template to work with. Mew. A perfectly functional Pokémon that doesn't appear at all in trainer or wild encounters. Let's jump to offset 425B. If you did it correctly, your 3 next bytes are 97, 64, and 64. Those 3 and next 25 bytes are what's called Mew's data structure. It's here that most of Mew's information is stored. The first byte is Mew's Pokédex number, 151. As already said, every number here is written in hexadecimal, so 151 is written as a symbol 9, followed by the symbol 7. The next 5 bytes are Mew's base stats. It's all 64, which makes sense because Mew has a base stat of 100 in every stat. After that we have 2 bytes, 18, representing Mew's typing. Mew has Psychic as primary type. Psychic's ID is 18, so the first byte is 18, and has no secondary type. The second byte is also 18. The game reads Psychic, and understands it as a pure Psychic type Pokémon. The next byte, 2D, is catch rate. Not very important, but basically higher catch rate means easier to catch. I know, I'm a little of a genius myself. After that we have 1 byte for base experience yield. Higher BEY means more experience gained by your Pokémon after knocking this opponent's Pokémon, Mew, out. Following this we have 1 byte and 2 words. 1 word is 2 bytes. 5 bytes regarding this Pokémon species sprite. Sprites are the images of every species, both front sprite and back sprite. I will not talk about this because I've not explored at all sprite modification. The next 4 bytes store what moves this Pokémon has at level 1. We can see 01, 00, 00, 00. because Mew at level 1 has Pound. Pound's ID number is 1, so 01, and nothing else, so the rest is 00. The next byte is the growth rate of this species. Growth rate translates as how many experience points does this Pokemon need to level up. Every Pokemon in Gen 1 follows one of 4 growth rates: medium fast 0, medium slow 3, fast 4, and slow 5. We can change Mew to whatever we want by modifying these numbers. Let me demonstrate. In my C1 Soul Run, I turn Mew into a glitch Pokemon called C1. Let's do it once again, one byte at a time. I don't change the Pokédex number, so 97 stays the same. The next 5 bytes are base stats, and C1s are quite different from Mew's. 232 HP is written as E8 in hexadecimal, so let's change the first 64 to E8. 147 attack is written as 93 in hexadecimal, so let's change the second 64 to 93. 145 defense is written as 91 in hexadecimal, so let's change the third 64 to 91. 136 speed is written as 88 in hexadecimal, so let's change the fourth 64 to 88. 128 special is written as 80 in hexadecimal, so let's change the fifth 64 to 80. Mew's base stats are now equal to C1's base stats. Next we have 1818 because Mew is a pure psychic type, but C1 is not a pure psychic type, it's a normal ground type. So we change the first 18 to 00 and the second 18 to 04. We can skip the next 7 bytes because I will not change Mew's catch rate, BEY or sprites, but we will change Mew's attacks at level 1. How? Each attack has a unique ID number, so we can put up to 4 different moves. Bulbapedia provides a list of every single move's ID, so if I want to put Barrage, 140, Clamp, 128, Leech Life, 141, and High Jump Kick, 136, instead of just Pound, 1, I must insert the hexadecimal's equivalent to those moves' IDs. 8C, 80, 8D, 88. Finally, I can change Mew's growth rate from 3 to 0, from medium slow to medium fast. And tada! We made C1! Hold up, dear viewer, we are not done yet. I set 28 bytes in Mew's data structure, not 20. The following 7 bytes are for TM's and HM's compatibility, and the last byte ends the data structure, being always 0. Mew's 7 bytes for HM's and TM's are FF, because Mew learns every TM and HM. So let's jump to a better example. If we go back to Bulbasaur's data, offset 383DE, and look at its 7 bytes for TM's and HM's, we will see the following values: A4, 03, 38, C0, 03, 08, 06. How does this work? We don't have just 7 TMs and HMs, we have 55. Remember when I talked about bytes and bits? 1 byte is 8 bits. Each byte represents 8 TMs. Looking at Bulbasaur's TMs, we see that Bulbasaur can learn TMs 3, 6 and 8, and cannot learn 1, 2, 4, 5 and 7. If we define compatible as 1 and incompatible as 0, we can represent Bulbasaur's first 8 TMs as 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. We can convert this binary number 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0 into hexadecimal A4. Got it? The next byte represents the next 8 TMs, 9 to 16. Bulbasaur only learns 9 and 10, so the 8 bits are 00, 00, 00, 00, 11, or 03 in hexadecimal. I found this info by myself. I didn't find a single word about this because I looked at both Bulbasaur and Venusaur's second bytes. They are different because Venusaur learns Hyper Beam. I asked myself, why is Venusaur's plus 40 here? Then I realized that plus 40 in hexadecimal is in reality 64, so the 7th bit changes from 0 to 1. From here is pretty simple. The 3rd byte represents TM17 to 24, the 4th byte is TM25 to 32, the 5th byte is TM33 to 40, the 6th byte is TM41 to 48, and the 7th byte is TM49 to 55. 55? Yes, HMs 1 to 5 are treated as TMs 51 to 55. Now, it's easy to understand all those Fs in Mu. Mu learns everything, so every byte is 1, so every byte is a max 255, or FF in hexadecimal. Jumping back to Mu, offset 425B, and modifying its TMs and HMs compatibilities into C1s should be easy now. The first byte is 1, 5 zeros, 1 0, or 8 2 in hexadecimal. The second byte is 0 1 0 1, 4 zeros, or 5 0 in hexadecimal. The third byte is 1 0 0 1 0 0 1 0, or 9 2 in hexadecimal. The fourth byte is 1 0 0 1 0 1 0 0, or 9 4 in hexadecimal. The fifth byte is 1 3 zeros, 1 0 1 1, or 9 7 in hexadecimal. The sixth byte is 1 4 zeros, 1 2 zeros, or 8 4 in hexadecimal. And the seventh byte is 3 zeros, 1 3 zeros, 1, or 1 1 in hexadecimal. Congrats! Now we have officially turned Mu into C1. Right? Wrong. We are close, but we are not done yet. You see, these 28 bytes have a lot of information, but not all of it. We need to go to another place if we want to edit evolution and level up moves. Let's jump to offset 3B 2E0. This single byte is Mu's evolution data. Mu doesn't evolve, so it's a 00. The next 8 bytes comprise Mu's level up moves. Each move is 2 bytes. The first one tells us what level Mu learns a new move. The second one tells us which move it learns. We can see that at level 0A, or 10 in decimal, Mu learns the move number 90, which is... Fissure? No, of course not. Remember, it's all hexadecimal. 90 here is 144 in decimal, so it's transform. 1405, 1E76, and 285E mean that Mu learns Mega Punch at level 20, Metronome at level 30 and Psychic at level 40, respectively. Other Pokemon may have more or less bytes. Mu happens to have 9 because it's 1 to evolution data and 8 to level up moves. And that's a problem, because if we increase or decrease the number of bytes, we will mess up every Pokemon's data after Mu. And Mu is not the last Pokemon because, while it has a Pokédex number of 151, its index number is 15. We could solve this by editing every pointer of every Pokémon after Mu. Pointers are bytes indicating where the X information starts, and are located before every Pokémon bytes, like a minimap. So we would have to edit Gyarados pointers to Gyarados bytes new place, then shoulders, then tentacles, etc, etc. How do we avoid this problem? Easy. Instead of putting every single move from C1, we put just 4 of them. I chose Mega Punch at level 8, Fire Punch at level 11, Karate Chop at level 12 and Bone Glove at level 39. 0805, 0B07, 0C02, 277D. Did we finally end this? Kinda. All truly important information is modified, but similar to sprites, we can edit other irrelevant things like Pokédex entries. I will not explain this, but basically every letter has an ID of its own, so by changing bytes related to a Pokédex entry to certain values, we can write whatever we want. Smogon's article goes a lot deeper about this, definitely check it out if you wanna try it. Besides that, congrats, Mu turned into C1. And you can do this with whatever you want. I made Mega Vidril the exact same way. And you can use almost any value as far as I understand. So go for it, dear viewer. Have fun creating OP shit. Next chapter. How to modify/create a Pokemon move. Here we also need a template to modify. While I use a splash as a template in my Tombstoner videos, it's not ideal because some NPC have Magikarps with splash. If you want a move for you, I suggest using 5 seconds to think. Ready? Kinesis. Kinesis, I think it's how that's pronounced. Kinesis is a signature move of Kadabra and Alakazam, introduced in Gen 1. What's so special about this move, you ask? Kinesis is a signature move of Kadabra and Alakazam in Pokémon Yellow and future generations, because no one learns Kinesis in Pokémon Red and Blue. Why? I don't know, but hey, free template. Game Freak is a really good friend. It should be noted that Kinesis can technically be called by Metronome, but that doesn't really matter, does it? Let's jump to offset 3831E. Each move has 6 bytes of information, so Kinesis bytes are 86, 16, 00, 18, CC, and 0F. The first byte is Kinesis index number, 134 in decimal, 86 in hexadecimal. The second byte is what we call a secondary effect. The third, fourth, fifth, and sixth bytes are base power, 0 in decimal and hexadecimal, type, Psychic's ID is 18, accuracy, 204 in decimal, CC in hexadecimal, and PP, 15 in decimal, 0F in hexadecimal, respectively. Accuracy is 80% because 204 dividing by 255 is 80%. Any move may have one single secondary effect. What does count as a secondary effect? Lowering or raising some stat, chance or guaranteed status condition, charging an attack in the second turn, recharging in the second turn, one-hit KOing, set fixed damage, etc. Anything that isn't base power is considered a secondary effect. Some secondary effects can even nullify base power. For example, when I tried to give the secondary effect of agility to a 255 base power move, that move turned into a status move and stopped dealing damage. As in the case of Pokémon species modification, by changing the values of these 6 bytes, we can change everything. Keep in mind that you can also change these moves' distribution by changing whatever level up moves you want, in whatever Pokémon you want, or even better, changing any TMs to whatever move you want. I will talk about that in a bit. So, do we have a list of secondary effects by index number? Kinda. You see, I only found the index number of unused secondary effects, the ones that don't appear in any move but are coded into the game nonetheless. If you want to put a used secondary effect, you'll have to search for a move with that effect and copy. Let me show you. Let's turn Kinesis into my one-hit KO rock-type 100% accurate Tombstoner with 40 PP. The first byte remains 86. The second byte will be one-hit KO effects ID. I will go back to this in a bit. The third byte can be whatever you want because our secondary effect will KO everything anyways. Fourth, fifth and sixth bytes will become 05, rock-type's ID is 05, FF, 255 in decimal, so this move will have 100% accuracy, and 28, 40 in decimal, so this move will have 40 power points. What about second byte? If we go to, for example, offset 38216, we can see Fissure's info. Fissure's second byte is 26. The same happens with Guillotine, offset 38042, and Horn Drill, offset 380BA. So it's pretty safe to assume that we should put 26 as a second byte to get one hit KO effect, secondary effect. We are not done. We are missing the most important part. Naming the move. Moves names are stored in another place. Offset B04DB is Kinesis name. Please keep in mind that both the Data Crystals ROM map and Smogon's article I talked about are extremely useful. I don't know these offsets on top of my head. I just searched them. Anyways, unlike the bytes about evolution and level up movesets, in this one I'm pretty sure, like 99%, that you can add or subtract bytes as long as you follow some rules. Every move starts with its index number, in Kinesis soon to be Tombstoner 8A, so you can change that without breaking the game. The following bytes are all symbols, in Kinesis case 7 because it has 7 letters. After this, a 50 will always finish the name, and after 50 there is the next ID of the next move. So if I want to change Kinesis to Tombstoner, I need to copy everything from 50 until the end of the list, then I start changing each byte after 8A to match all 10 letters / symbols of Tombstoner, and then I pass everything after the final R, so the game code is kept intact. Smogon's article has a list of every symbol letter's ID, so it's easy. As far as I understand, we don't have any kind of pointers here, so changing the length of the names does not break everything after Kinesis. At last, but not the least, how to modify items and Pokémon. When I made Mega Vidril's video, I took Waterstone and turned it into Vidrolite. I could use some existent non-used items, for example fake PP up. Yes, there are 2 different PP ups called one fake and one real. Anyways, when I turned fake PP up into Vidrolite, I still wasn't able to use it as a stone. Not really sure why, because I modified Kakuna's evolution method to that, but oh, my bad, I've not talked about it, have I? I will explain that in a bit, don't worry. So, firstly, let's talk about Pokémon. What's on sale in every Pokémart and every floor of Southern department store is at double. Let's go to Viridian City Pokémart in offset 2442. Every Pokémart information starts with an FE byte. Not really sure what it does. Next, we have the number of items on sale. Viridian's Marts sells 4 items, so the second byte is a 04. Then we have the ID numbers of every item. In Viridian's example, 04, 0B, 0F and 0C represent Pokeball, Antidote, Paralyseel and Burn Eel respectively. If I change 0C to 28, this Viridian Mart will sell rare candies instead of Burn Heals. I don't know about other games, but in Pokémon Red it's super easy to put rare candies, HM05s, Vidrolites and everything else on sale. After these bytes we can see an extra one, FF ending this Mart score. After this FF, an FE appears starting the code of the next Mart. Bulbapedia has a great article about this, go check it out if you want to mess around with this. Another really important thing is the price of every item. Why put rare candies on sale for 9800 Pokédollars when you can put rare candies on sale for 200 Pokédollars? Starting on offset 4608, every item has 3 bytes coding their value. I'm not really sure what each byte means. I think that the second and third bytes are related to the item's price, but I'm not really sure if they are in hexadecimal or what kind of maths are applied. Anyways, just copy Pokeball's bytes 000200 and that should do the trick. If we put 6 zeros, I think the item will be unsellable though. I'm not really sure what happens if you try to buy an unsellable item. After editing this video, I realized that I didn't explain how to modify TMs and HMs. It's pretty simple. As always, Crystal Map will help you identify every TM and HM offset. Basically, each TM has one single byte with its move's index number. So if you change that byte to the index number of other move, the TM will change to that new move. And every Pokemon's compatibility will be kept the same. So if you change TM15 Hyper Beam to TM15 Splash, Venusaur will be able to learn Splash. Because Pokemon aren't compatible with the moves, but with TMs themselves. The same applies to HMs, although they are a special case. If you change, let's say, HM01 Cut to Splash, you will still be able to replace Splash and unable to replace Cut. Because the which moves can be deleted information, found in offset 3052, lists these 5 moves directly by their index number, not by being teachable via HM. And no, I think Splash will not cut trees just because it's HM1. But hey, maybe I'm wrong, try it for yourself. Okay, Back to my past self. Items names are exactly after item price, and work very similarly to moves names. Each byte is a symbol, and every name is separated from the next name with a 50 byte. The main difference is that there isn't an extra initial byte for ID, probably because they are already in indexed order. I'm not sure if you can change the number of letters in each name. Probably you can. I mean, you definitely can, because no one can stop you, but there's a chance you will break the entire game. Why would you want to change an item's name? I don't know, but you can change stones' names to evolve a Pokemon with funny item names. I will show how I made Kakuna evolve via stone into Mew, which was itself modified into a Mega video. As always, let's jump to the correct offset. In this case, 3B6E9. Every Pokemon has bytes with evolution data and bytes with learned set, level up moves data, both ending with a 00. In 3B6E9, Kakuna has 3 bytes of evolution data, 01, 0A, 72, a 00 byte, and 1 byte of learn set because Kakuna doesn't learn moves by level up, so it's just a 00. Every Pokemon capable of evolving has either 3 level up and trade evolution or 4 item evolution bytes, except Eevee because it has like 12 bytes, I'm not sure. The first byte can be a 01 level up evolution, 02 item evolution, or 03 trade evolution. In the first case, this 01 is followed by the level required to evolve and the ID of the Pokemon it evolves into. In Kakuna's case, 0A means level 10, and 72 means 114 in Decimal, Beedrill's ID. Changing those values lets us change both the level required and the Pokemon obtained. You can even create an infinite loop by making a Pokemon evolve into itself, like I did with Magikarp in Tombstoner's video. What I did in Mega Beedrill's video was to change the first byte 01 into a 02, then I changed the next byte to be a Waterstone's ID, I had previously changed the Waterstone name to Beedrill. Then I added a 01 byte and switched the last byte from Beedrill's ID to Mew's ID. Did this one extra byte mess up everything? Now that I'm writing this, I think this extra byte was what fucked up the Kakuna into Mega Beedrill evolution. It's possible that I may have destroyed all the other Pokemon evolutions after Kakuna's ID, I'm not really sure. As I said a couple minutes ago, you can theoretically edit every Pokemon data pointer to reconnect correctly everything, but that's very tedious. I didn't expect to end this video by realizing how fucked up my last save probably is. Oh well, if you made it all the way here, congrats! You've all my knowledge and you can go on your own adventure. But remember to save before exiting Explorer or whatever X-editor program you're using. Not really sure what will be my next video, but it's not going to be that soon. So feel free to drop a subscription so you are notified of this eventual release. I hope you liked this video. That's all for now, folks. Thanks for watching.